What's going on, you guys? Nintendo Mania here, and in this video we're going to be looking at my PlayStation collection. This will be covering PlayStation 1 and 2. This system is extremely nostalgic to me. The one I have right here is my childhood system that my parents got me for Christmas. I believe it was 2005, whenever the Slim came out. When did the Slim come out? It was either 2005 or 6. Anyway, one of those 2 years, and this is that same one. This is my memory card that I got that day. Still has some saves on there from long ago. And some of you guys are probably like OG Nintendo kids, and this is still new to you. But I was born in 1998, so stuff like this and the DS and the Game Boy Advance, that's what I grew up with. So I feel the same way about this stuff as you guys do about probably the NES, Super Nintendo, N64, stuff like that. But anyways, I got a PS1 memory card too because, of course, I like to play PS1 games on this as well. Has the top tray. And this thing's just been a beast. It's been awesome. I actually found a set of component cables, official Sony PlayStation ones, actually, for 20 bucks like last year sometime, and I picked them up. That was awesome because those are kind of uncommon. Here is my original controller that came with this console, Christmas Day. If you can hear that, there's a little bit of broken plastic inside it, obviously. Still works good though. These controllers are just, even though I took care of it, they're just very hard to keep in good condition. I used to have a green one and that one broke, so this is all I have left for original controllers. At a thrift store not long ago, I did find, though, 2 analog PS1 controllers. One of them doesn't work that good. I'll have to open it up and maybe take a look at it. One of these 2 works. I don't remember which one. Okay. I guess getting into the PlayStation games now, we can start with PS1. I only have a few PS1 games, not much at all yet. But here we got Resident Evil 2. This is my most recent acquisition for the system. Comes complete with the manual. I really enjoy the Resident Evil games. It's one of my favorite series in gaming. I mostly go for Nintendo, but I have a soft spot for PlayStation as well. So there's Resident Evil 2. Here's Resident Evil 3. I've had this one for a couple or 3 years now. Really, I love these games. These games are great, even with their tank controls that some people don't care for. You get used to them pretty fast. Look at that. That's awesome. Those black CDs. Which, yes, they were CDs, not even DVDs back then. So yeah, that's Resident Evil 3. I would like to get my hands on the first one. Preferably the long box, but that's pretty expensive here. The last PS1 game I have is Metal Gear Solid, and this is the version that came in the triple pack for the PlayStation 2. But yes, this is Metal Gear Solid for the PS1. See, it says part of a set there. Dual discs, great condition. I love the Metal Gear Solid series. It is also one of my favorite franchises. I've played through all the main ones except for what's on the PSP and 5. I didn't really care for 5. But I guess sticking to Metal Gear, here we have Metal Gear Solid 2. I remember I picked this up for just a couple dollars from a guy locally. Love this one. And debatably my favorite one of the series, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. Would love to find this one on the 3DS as well, but it's getting up there in price. Awesome version of the game though on PS2. What do we got next? Let's go through a few childhood ones here. These are just a few games that some people might consider shovelware, but these are 3 that I hold close to my heart as a gamer. NHL 07. I used to play this a lot with my dad. I actually booted it up today and he was watching me play it. Me and him should definitely do some gaming together again. But played this game a lot over the years. Next, two of my favorites as a kid, just pure favorite games. The Incredibles, Rise of the Underminer. Over time, I don't know how, I misplaced the manual, and this is actually just a DVD case. So I'm kind of thinking about just buying another copy of this for PS2 and just swapping out the case and putting the manual in it and just keeping the disc and the artwork from my original copy here. But I played, I don't even know how many hours of this game. It's got to be hundreds. As well as the first Incredibles game. Love this one as well. It is a little different than the other one. It is single player. And I used to bring my manuals to school all the time. Come to think of it, that's probably where this manual went, is it got lost somewhere. But I used to read them on the school bus, so that's why my name is up there. But I happen to hold on to this one. This is the same case and everything, I believe. Everything here is original. Next we have Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories. I believe this one's kind of uncommon now, actually. It's not complete. It's missing the manual. But I got this for dirt cheap years ago. It must have been a couple bucks on clearance from, I believe it was a place called Movie Gallery. No, this one I grabbed at a music store, and it was like $2 just on the front counter. The person wasn't dealing with games, obviously, and somehow they got this copy, so I grabbed it for a couple bucks. Next up is Manhunt. I haven't played much into this one. From what I've played, it's not bad, but it just feels a little bit janky by today's standards, if you know what I mean. It's got that, it's a stealth game. It's kind of a stealth game, and honestly, besides Metal Gear Solid, none of the older stealth games that I've played have really aged all that well. But still really cool to have. Next up, this case is kind of beat up. This is one I swapped. I don't know, I need to get a couple more replacement cases. But looks like some kind of burn on the bottom. I don't even know, like, what's that all about. But Socom 2 and the first Socom as well. These are both complete. They're both really fun games, but there are some seriously infuriating missions in the first one. The second one definitely steps it up in quality, but both really good games. We need a new Socom. Next up is God of War. Again, another one of my favorite series on the PlayStation. Love these games. And these games really shine with the component cables that my PS2 has. They look so good for their age. That's God of War 1 and God of War 2, which does not have the proper case. It's supposed to have one of those cases with the dual disc thing, but I kind of just keep them both sandwiched on top of there. But this one is complete. It's got the, I don't know, did God of War 2 always come as a 2-disc set? I personally don't know, but it has a bonus disc with special features on it. So if you know anything about that, just let me know. We're going on 9 minutes here. We got 2 games left. We have Resident Evil 4. I went for the PS2 copy because it was like less than half the price of the GameCube one. The GameCube one is better. This one is not the best port in the world, which is kind of crazy because the PS2 usually has pretty good ports of games from other systems, but this one looks really muddy on the PS2 compared to the GameCube, but it still plays great. So still the same game, just not as nice visually. Next we have Code Veronica X. This one's actually a pretty hard game. I remember being stuck quite a few times in it, but I really enjoyed it. I'd say overall that original Resident Evil style with the tank controls is, I don't know, is it my preferred? I don't even know. It's a hard choice between over the shoulder and the tank controls, but like them both. It doesn't matter. If it's Resident Evil, it's awesome. And I even like Operation Raccoon City. That game was amazing. You know what? While we're on it, let's go and do the PS4 as well. I was gonna stop just at PS2. I don't have a PS3 or Vita or anything like that, so I don't have anything else other than this. God of War, I've been playing through this lately. It's really good. God of War 3 remastered. Honestly, like, besides bumping it up to 60 frames per second, this game looked amazing even on the PS3. Like, it was one of the best looking games on the PS3, but it ran at 30 frames a second. One of my favorite games I've ever played in my life is The Last of Us Part 2. One that I completed recently, Spider-Man Miles Morales. I really like the Spider-Man games that Insomniac's done. Hope they do another one. Bloodborne. Haven't gotten too... Well, I've gotten into this game. I played almost all the way through it, but I haven't gotten into it since I bought it on disc. I had it on PS Now, I think it was. I think I played it on. Doom Eternal. I've had this copy since launch. I really like the Doom games that Bethesda has put out. And here we go with more Resident Evil. We have the Resident Evil Origins collection. And I gotta admit, I've never played Resident Evil 0. Never once have I finished that game. I want to. And here we have the RE2 remake and the RE3 remake. Now this one gets a lot of flack because it's way shorter than it should be, and it launched at full price, I believe. So a lot of flack that this one has, and it left out certain parts. Like, where the heck is the clock tower seen in this one? But overall, though, this one's pretty good. This one, I would say, is better. They're both awesome, though. I like both of them. I hate choosing favorites. And that, you guys, is it for my PlayStation collection. I guess bonus, there's my box for my PS4 Pro. It is the God of War edition, Leviathan edition, I guess. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Later.